This is Boxpride, thanks for tuning in. This is my brief post-fight thoughts on the fight that happened on the weekend between Amir and Lamont Peterson, where Lamont Peterson won a decision victory and took Amir Khan's titles. My prediction was a late stoppage for Amir Khan. Obviously I was wrong. I think I was with the majority in predicting a victory for Amir Khan, whether by decision or stoppage. I can't really recall any guys actually outright predicting a Peterson victory. Maybe some I obviously didn't see, but I was with the majority definitely, I think. And yeah, I think I underestimated Lamont Peterson. In terms of Lamont Peterson, I think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. It seems like he's learning with every fight, and he's coming back harder, and he's trying harder, and that's what is important for a boxer, not to rest on their laurels. He may have had some, had difficult fights in the past, like his fight with Ortiz, and he has obviously learned from those fights, and comes back, and that's the type of guy you could underestimate, a guy who can work really hard, give it everything in the ring, and I thought it was a close fight, but I definitely didn't think Amir Khan was robbed or anything. I don't think it was that controversial. I think it could have gone either way maybe, but there's just a couple of points I wanted to bring up really. The first one is obviously from this we've seen that different referees obviously have different styles, and this referee didn't obviously suit the type of style that Amir Khan has. Because he's a type of ref who's willing to let fighters fight on the inside. He's willing to let them rough it up. He's willing to let them just carry on for longer than other referees will. There are other referees who would have broken every time Peterson came close to Amir Khan and they was clinching, because Khan was trying to clinch. Every time there would have been some refs who just break him apart straight away. That would have obviously suited Khan better because it reduces the inside fighting and gives Khan a little bit more space. Makes it a bit more of a harder job for Peterson. I'm not here to say that the ref was wrong for using this style. My point is refs do have different styles, so it can. That's something a boxer has to take into consideration. The ref might not be officiating this fight like I want him to be. You need to be able to combat that. You need to be ready for that and prepared for that and be able to have another game plan to do something about it. I think that when Peterson caught Khan, he sort of started coming after blood, and I think when he found that he was pushing forward onto Khan and Khan was just running, it turned into it's been compared with the Maidana fight. It turned into that sort of situation where Peterson was like, hang about, maybe Peterson didn't initially think he was going to fight like that, because at the start of the fight he wasn't coming straight in. Maybe he could have been just feeling Khan out, but when he tasted a bit of blood and then he went forward and sort of tried to put pressure on Khan, and he found he was having results and he found he was doing very well there, perhaps then that made him think, well, maybe I should just keep fighting like this. Because his corner, from what I could see, were trying to constantly talk about the jab, keep the jab out there, double and triple the jab. But he wanted to get in there. He knew that he had the upper hand, and Khan was very uncomfortable when he was coming forward and putting pressure on Khan. In terms of Amir Khan, I think he runs too much a lot of the time, and this fight proved it. I think it's effective aggression, which I mentioned in the past, is what Khan is good at. But in this fight, he didn't use it when he needed to. He wasn't on his game in terms of that skill as much. His aggression wasn't effective enough to push or make Peterson think twice about coming after him. And in the end, I was really uncomfortable watching Amir Khan just run backwards, literally running, around the ring, trying to get away, much like he did at times against Maidana. If you keep running, you're going to invite the pressure. It's sort of the more Khan ran, the more pressure built, and he's like shaking that bottle and the top just blows off. It was just the pressure just kept building, and I just thought, what, I think Peterson's got this, because I think that the aggression's going to tell. And Khan, he particularly earlier in the fight had some good combinations he threw. After that first round with the knockdowns, I thought he wasn't going to go far. I thought, all Khan has to do is keep doing what he's doing, and he's too quick. Like I thought he would be. He was too quick and too good for Lamont Peterson. But Peterson proved that he can come back, and I think the turning point was when he caught Khan and then he tasted a bit of blood and he started coming forward and realised that was a good plan to keep coming forward. I think that was the turning point in the fight. I think then Khan was surprised that he was just started to turn on the pressure and fight in a different way. I think Khan was just surprised by that. I didn't really like. I know boxers are very in the heat of the moment. You can forgive him for that, but I think Khan was very bitter at the end. I didn't really like the interview where he was, talking about, Washington. That's why no one fights here because they get screwed. This. I think that was a bit out of order because it was a close fight, and boxers never see when they're in a close fight. They always think they've won, but it was a close fight, and for me, it could have gone either way. And I just think before the fight, Khan there was this big deal made about the fact that they were taking the fight to DC and resurrecting boxing in the capital. And I just think after that to say something like that about Washington was a bit disrespectful. And I know he was angry at the decision, but there was no need for that really. I think it was great that they took the fight there. The crowd was very good in their support for Peterson. It was a good atmosphere, and I think they deserved a bit more respect than that at the end. I know you're angry, but try and take it into perspective. And I'm sure. Oh, I'm not sure actually, but maybe Amir Khan thinks now maybe that wasn't the best way to come across. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. They're my basic thoughts on this post fight. A couple of points I wanted to make. I know there's been a lot of controversy and a lot of guys giving their version on this and what happened. But at the end of the day, boxing turned round, bit us in the arse and said, you forgot this is boxing. This is where great stories are made. This is where guys like Lamont Peterson beat Amir Khan, where he surprises us and gives a great performance. And things are looking up for Lamont Peterson. Fair play to him. He said Amir Khan can have the rematch, and I feel a bit for Amir Khan that the blueprint is there to sort of trouble him now with the pressure fighters, because now it's no longer a one-off where Maidana was pressuring him and getting results. Now Peterson's done it as well and managed to beat him. So back to the drawing board, but we still got still both guys still at the top of the division, and we had a really good fight. Let's just look at it from a neutral standpoint. We had a really good fight. It's good for boxing when you get fights like that. Good, exciting fights. That's what we want. So they're my thoughts. Thanks for watching. This is Box Prep.